I'm most interested in contract law. It protects the interests of ordinary people, of consumers, and how it's often difficult for them to assert their rights against larger corporate interest groups. I began in 2009 or K1. So I think I've been here for 17 and a half years now. The period that brought the most growth and change for me was primary school, since that was a period during which I felt as if I could really explore my interests, and the focus wasn't necessarily on acquiring knowledge. As a child, and I guess even now, I was naturally drawn toward the humanities, toward philosophy. But one very nagging issue I had with philosophy, or some of the softer humanities, was I found it difficult to find applications for in my day-to-day life. If I wish to materialize my interest in philosophy, in jurisprudence, and to affect actionable change, the best way to do that is by pursuing a career in the law. I'm most interested in contract law. It protects the interests of ordinary people, of consumers, and how it's often difficult for them to assert their rights against larger corporate interest groups. I've received university offers from LSE, UCL, the University of Edinburgh, KCL, Hong Kong U, and the Chinese University of Hong Kong. I will be studying law. I would probably say reflective or thinker, because I tend to think my decisions through very early before I take them on, before I settled on my EE topic. I spent 40 or 50 days or so just reading papers. I feel like I was a quite introvert, 内向, a child, and I spent most of my time reading or in the library. When my sister saw that, she wanted me to be able to express my own thoughts in an articulate manner and to be able to communicate and emphasize with others. Yeah, I think my sister and I set up a debate CCA back in year 10 for me, year 11 for her. We brought in our external debate coach to teach younger students the basics of the many forms of debate, including British parliamentary and public forum. I want to become a person, and I think that is why I chose law as my area of study, because the law is constantly evolving organism. There are new statutes, new decisions, new precedents set every day, and you have to constantly learn and relearn the law. In English lit class, we read a poem called To Autumn by John Keats, and essentially describes autumn as a season of harvest, which I guess describes one side of my experience at YCIS, where it's 收获满满, right? Because we're constantly harvesting the fruits of our intellectual labor. But also it describes autumn as a season of incipient things and as a preparatory season for winter. What is incipient is not only our time, my time at university, but also YCIS's role in preparing us for the rest of our lives.